Hello YouTube, welcome back to another content video. As you can see, these are flying at the moment, and this is 7.4.1 again. And here we got onto the what looks to be a mainly mutant path with a few mutant benefit nodes, and the then unlimited power and unblockable finale. So unblockable finale, obviously as it says in the description there, is that it's everything under 25% is unblockable, unless obviously you can affect this with ability accuracy. And then unlimited power is a node that used to be seen in map 7 on some variations, and I believe it's been in other content too, but just not very often. And that's just where every time you put a debuff on the opponent, every 10 seconds them debuffs get added up, as you can see there. So after the 10 seconds I did 2 stuns, so Night Fresher then gained 2 Furies. So my main way to counter this was just to abuse Apocalypse and Archangel. So once Apocalypse gets to his special 2, especially because of all the mutants that I had within the team, his prowess is really high, as you can see, and it does a lot of damage. Here you do get a regen buff every so often, and I believe with Apocalypse it should be guaranteed like 70%, just because you do have a prowess on you. But again, I could have misread the notes and I could be wrong. And if you can get this regen buff, it covers out pretty much all of the Fury damage, as long as they're not on, say, like 55, 60 Furies, you should be fine to cover it. But again, there you can see, I hit the special attacks and then I start getting the regens. At this point the regen isn't that potent, but Night Fresh is not too much of an issue anyway. If I could, I'd rather bait the special 2 like that rather than the special 1, but sometimes you just don't get the AI that you want. And here, as you can see, the concussion from the special 2 of Apocalypse has a good ability accuracy reduction, but just not enough this time to stop the unblockable final 25% phase. So with Apocalypse on 4 charges, at the same time I can also every so often hit into the block with a light attack, and what that will do is that will then stun the opponent, so that also gives me a chance, if I'm really needing to find an opening. As you can see there, I did it there, got to my special 2 again, and that's Night Fresher in the bin. Ended the fight, 100% health. Hopefully the rest of the path can be the same. In a spoiler, I do end up dying with one of the champions, and that's my mistake, just because I put them in a really bad matchup that they really shouldn't do well in, and I did a little bit to show that you could do it, but then decided to quit out just for time. So here, Archangel, parry heavy. I could have applied the White Max pre-fight here. What that will do is it actually causes it to be a passive stun rather than a normal stun, and that then prevents the unlimited power triggering from stun debuffs. I got lucky there, 2 neurotoxins on my Sig 20 Archangel was enough ability accuracy to shut off Void putting his debuffs on me, but now I'm on 6, so as long as I can keep this above 4, it's guaranteed 100% ability accuracy reduction, and even towards the last 25% towards the end, Void won't even be able to trigger his unblockable. Where I can, I'm going to keep trying to push him to special 2, just because I find the special 2 a lot quicker and a lot easier to dex. There I just parry it just to stay close because I just want the fight done, and as you can see we're into the last 10%, no unblockable, and yeah, Void's also in the bin now. So that was what, 45 something hits, if that. And that's probably one of the worst fights of the whole path done. When a lot of the time when you're looking at Void, you have to take into account that you're running suicides, if you've got champs that can deal with the debuffs if he puts them on you. Obviously with Archangel and getting lucky with neurotoxins like I did, that can be prevented. The other thing to notice about my team is that I do obviously have a White Magneto in there to not only apply the passive stun debuffs, but it also means that Archangel and other metal champions and stuff within the team gain a ability accuracy bonus. So what that means is that obviously my neurotoxins, my bleeds, my poisons, they're all more likely to trigger, and that's when as you can see here, 20 hits, these 400k health pools are just melting. Like, rank 3 Archangel is still so good and relevant in this game as long as people aren't double immune, and this is just showing you just exactly how clinical really Archangel is. But I'm just going to shut up. This Black Widow Clairvoyant fight here, Do it with Apocalypse. Straight away I try and get the bleed immunity. I don't need it, it's just nice to have. And yeah, I'll shut up and I'll come back in the Kraven fight. So this is Kraven, the legendary hunter. And I'm going to put the White Max pre-fight on here just to kind of demonstrate what I was saying before. And also just because he has an ability which is called Endurance. So every time you put a non-damaging debuff on them, what then happens is that it then reduces the timer for that going forward by, I think it's either 10 or 20%. I'm pretty sure it's 20. So when I go to throw, I think it's a special 2 in a second. I think it's the concussion. So I try and bait out Kraven's special 2 again. I'm not really a fan of his special 1. Don't like the whole root mechanic, and that just puts you in a trap. So there's no point in dealing with that. I have to deal with that at one point, but just not now. So it's good enough for me. And I'm just waiting here to get into the special 2 so I can throw it. You see there, yeah, it's the Endurance. So because of the concussion being non-damaging, it then sets this off. So this is now the special 1, and as you can see here, there's a trap that's gone underneath Kraven. So my aim now is to keep away from that until I get to a special 1, and then I'll throw the special 1 over the top of the trap, and then it will remove it. So here you can see I get really close, throw that, and trap removed. Plus it's down to very, very low health now. So just dodge this special 2 again and win the fight. So there you go, Apocalypse, nice and steady. Kraven wasn't really too much of an issue. And this is the blooper fight. So I go into this like, yeah, I'll just Archangel this, nice and quick. Yeah, it's fine. Forgetting that he is poison immune. So, as I said in the start of the video, I do show you that this is possible. Yes, I have deep wounds 5 out of 5 and have all the good stuff. And you can see the health pool is starting to go down. The Furies are starting to build up. But I just get to the point where I'm like, oh, this is taking too long. I can't believe I forgot he was poison immune. Oops. And yeah, I have enough champs to make sure I can swap one for the boss anyway, because we're going to attempt to get the solo with a rank 1 Deadly Origins. She can do it, and she walks through that ghillie. I've only ever seen it with champs that are higher than rank 1, but I'm pretty sure it's easily possible. And yeah, so there we go. I think it's around here. You can see Anti-Venom's health starting to tick down, but I'm just not bothered about it, and I just quit out. Going with Apocalypse, again, I didn't really need Domino in the end. Just having the extra mutant really helps Apocalypse though, so that was nice. She could have done a few of the fights, especially if she crit bleeded, she probably would have ended them just as quickly as Archangel or Apocalypse even. But again, I didn't need them, so there's nothing to worry about. And here I'm just going to try and get the special 2, but this is basically how the video ends, with me taking the special 2 to the face. I think it's here. Yep. And then for his troubles, Anti-Venom getting knocked out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching again. I'm trying to get as much of this done as I can before War, and that's like starts up again, just because it's not off season, so I'm going to potentially need some of these champions. and even some of these champions that I'm using now go in my war defense, so I know I'm going to get no access to them. So thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed.